It's Wednesday morning. We skipped Tuesday because it was just too dull. But this is my notebook carrier where my wife has very kindly made me 3 elasticated straps to hold the lid on. And you can see just in there the little notebooks. So I'm all ready to send some of those off now. And what else am I doing today? I'm about to go in and record some video for the pen plotting tutorials. It's actually happening. This is going to be a dry run, and then hopefully tomorrow I'll do some other ones. But like I said, all the way back I was a little bit worried about what's going to happen to weeknotes, because if all I spend my time doing is either working or recording the pen plotting videos and editing them, then I won't be doing anything to go in these weeknotes videos. Something that's turning out to be true. Alrighty, let's get this open, these notebooks back out so I can make room for new ones. It is tricky doing this one-handed. Normally I'd be a professional at this. Alrighty, so there's my notebooks, which I enjoy making. The process of it I really enjoy, but if I don't send them off places, they're just going to build up in the studio, and I know what that's like because I've done it before. Meanwhile, over here, if I just stick the camera through there, that's going to be the view, kind of, in this thing. The auto cue there. This is going to be my view for the next 2 hours as I read off my scripts. I'm probably not going to use the footage from today, but this is it. This is what I do now, finally. Before heading to the other studio, I thought I'd go through this game really quickly. I'm just going to redraw a few designs here, which is basically just squares and circles on a grid that's divided. But here's something really super obvious. So this isn't smart or clever, it just something is. Here's a nice book, Mastering Composition, and I'm going to cherry pick a couple of things out of here. A little bit one-handed, so this is tricky. And this is just so obvious. You have a painting, the subject is getting smaller as you go up, and you're getting more background. Obvious, huh? Let's go for this one. Same again, here's a landscape, points of interest in the front, and then it goes off to a sky. So you'll often have a landscape where you've got hills, and then it just goes to the void of the sky at the top. Let's go with this. Again, very simple, dark at the bottom, you're going up to light here. It's just about, it's very simple composition. So here's the subject, and then you have the void of the background again. So to make this slightly more interesting, if we turn this fade down on, which is a terrible name, but all it means is it starts deleting things from the top, more at the top and then less as we go down. So we have this composition that's heavier down at the bottom than it is at the top. And then I have code here that is just spitting out lots and lots of these designs. So I have them all saved here. And then another bit of code over here, which takes 2 of the designs and then overlays them. So this is 2 different designs, one in green, one in red, same again. And then here it's taking the same design and flipping it horizontally. This is taking one design, rotating it 180. So the idea is that it's turning over thousands of these things, literally thousands, and then I go through and pick ones that I like. Over here, we have some nice Riso prints, and I'm kind of doing this to test how they kind of work. These 3 are done with slightly different settings on the machine, won't go into it now. And also here's the different color combinations. So I've done pink and green, I've done pink and blue, I've done yellow and red, I've done red and blue. So this morning I'm going to go do maybe the pink and yellow, pink and red, and then yellow and green. It's a little bit odd splitting between the 2 studios, my studio and here, but sadly the machine wouldn't go up my stairs, and it's a lot better in a community-driven space, because that way other people get to use it a little bit more. But yeah, let me just head in and get printing. Today we're going to be doing yellow, pink, green and red is all the combinations, and I'm going to start with yellow and fluorescent pink first. So let's do the yellow first and then the fluorescent pink. So we go yellow and pink in the machine. I haven't tried printing to both drums at the same time. I haven't managed to get it to work, but if I have a quick look at the preview here, I can see I'm trying to send the yellow design to yellow drum and pink design to the pink drum. Now let's see if this will work, because I haven't managed it before. Making master 1 yellow. Alright, so looks like the yellow works. Now it's making master 2. See, I'm not sure about that yellow.png again. Let's find out. Hopefully we get a different. So I'm looking for not that square there. Oh my goodness, it worked! Holy shit. So, what's going on there is when I print, this is just me for future reference, printer options, colouring, is I'm supposed to do dual colour, use separate data, and then I can say yellow on the first, pink on the second. Screen here, yellow, pink, and then it actually sent both pages. Wow, that's a breakthrough. Okay, so if I just do 5 to get the ink going. Bunch, so I don't have to keep getting in and out. And let's make one of these just to double check. Okay, that looks good enough for me, so we'll do another 7. So that's how I can take a 5 back to the studio and leave 2 here, so they can go up on the wall as kind of examples. And we're back with 3 more colorways, which is the red and pink, the yellow and green, and the yellow and pink. I really love the yellow and pink. It's kind of great. But yeah, there we go. So tomorrow, the last 3 color combinations. That is my little mini post office for keeping envelopes in, which I've been wanting to print out for ages and I haven't found anything quite. Anyway, today I'm going to print out the last 3 color combinations on the Riso printer. Riso, I'm going to have to get used to that. And then I'm going to come back here and edit this video, and then it's straight on to actual work day job. I got Claire coming over to visit, who is going to be talking about the machine, and then back to work again. I've done some tutorial videos, the dry run. I took them into the editor the other day and they're okay. So I'm feeling pretty positive about that now. And now that I've got these combination prints done, next week, I always say next week, there's literally nothing in the way of me starting those tutorials, and then a couple of weeks maybe getting them up onto YouTube, but we'll talk more about that next week. For this week, I'm just glad to have it all done and tried and tested, and everything all works. Anyway, I'm rambling, which is fine, perfectly happy with rambling. It's been quite a good week. I'm going to get on because there's a lot to do, and I love you very much. Have a fantastic weekend. I will see you next week when there's even less going on. All right, have a great weekend. Bye.